I want you Sunday, I want you Monday, I want you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I want your blonde hair, I want your black hair, I want your brown hair, red hair, no hair, baby, I don't care. I want you every day, I want you in every way, I want you in every day, I want you in every way and every day.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Extra, extra, read all about it.
Okay, so we all know about the lack of stock of the next-gen consoles. I'm a victim of the shortage as well. But being a gamer just like yourselves, a man of the people as they say, I am outraged. Like millions across the globe, I myself yearned for a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X on day one. I even saved up money for the console since January of 2020.
Have a look, bun fish, very good, bun fish, very cheap, bun fish.
But that's neither here nor there, my kind fellows, for I wish to speak on your behalf and yell out a war cry of discontent for this plague they call sold out. For upon being witness to that macabre sign that we all fell victim to, knowing that Sony and Microsoft knew better than anyone on the planet about the number of units required to satisfy our kind, I had only one reaction.
Shame. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. Shame on you.
But now, before I continue raging like a lunatic about the PS5 and the new Xboxes, let's have a quick look at the previous console generation launches, because if you think this wasn't the case for every single past generation, you would be gravely mistaken, my friend.
Due to a shortage in components needed to make the product, Sony has only shipped 500,000 units to the US for its initial launch date of October 26th. But the company expects to ship 1.4 million systems before the end of the year.
We're going to hand out tickets to the first 24 guests, and they can redeem those tickets at guest services for a PlayStation 2.
Well, that about clears it up with the PlayStation 2 launch from 2000. Now let's jump to the original Xbox. From November 2001 till December of the same year, apparently it sold over 1.5 million units in North America alone. For the time, it was record-breaking, and that being said, we'll move on to the Wii now. Oh, would you look at that? Apparently, this article right here from CNET says that the hit console was sold out even a year and a half later after the initial release from 2006. Well done, Nintendo. But all subjectivity aside, Nintendo is known for not having enough units at launch regardless of the generation of its consoles. On to our next victim then, the PlayStation 3. Now, apparently in this article from Financial Times, at launch, Sony sold over 600,000 units in the first 2 days in Europe alone. And if you remember correctly, or didn't know about it, the console was expensive as hell.
499 euros, and the 60GB PlayStation 3 for 599 euros, including VAT.
Now, those 600,000 sold units went head-to-head with the 500,000 Xbox 360s sold in Europe in the first month, and with the 7,000 Wii's sold in the same time frame as the 360. But even more pertinent to the issue I'm trying to raise awareness to is that the PS3 even surpassed the PS2 in sales at launch because it took the PS2 several weeks to reach those kind of figures. Now, I'm pointing all of this out because even back in 2006, Sony had massive success, albeit with such an expensive product. Oh yeah, and to make things truly memorable, this also happened.
In Connecticut, one man was shot by two armed robbers trying to hold up a line of people waiting to get the video game outside a Walmart. And in California, police had to shut down a Walmart when shoppers got rowdy. One Wisconsin man was injured in a mad rush to get the toy.
Now onto the PlayStation 4.
Greatness awaits, baby. PlayStation 4!
I am cutting off all my friends from my PS4. Diana, I'm breaking up with you. It's over.
Apparently, in 2013 when it launched, PlayStation Blog wrote an article where they explained how Sony sold over 1 million units in the console's first day in North America alone. Apparently, the launch was so big that the PS4 became the top-selling console ever in that time frame. Furthermore, they sold 4.2 million PlayStation 4s between November 15th and December 28th of 2013. Moreover, in the same time frame, Microsoft sold over 3 million Xbox Ones. So yeah, I'd say that over 7.2 million consoles sold in a month and a half is quite huge. And that brings us to today's news, the reason for me running my mouth like a complete moron.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
And so, ladies and gentlemen of the court, as we've seen presented by the irrefutable evidence, every new console launch brings with it a slew of problems, the biggest of which is the lack of units for the general population. So, in other words, the companies that make the units are aware, yes? Good. Now, let's say that this year's shortage could have been caused by the coronavirus. Would that be a fair assumption? Let's say it is. But in that case, why is it that PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan said in this little article right here by BBC that we're feeling really good about the supply chain we're going to launch this year and will be global? Now, post-launch Jim Ryan said in another interview when asked about the sales, everything is sold out. Absolutely everything is sold. I've spent much of the last year trying to be sure that we can generate enough demand for the product. And now in terms of my executive bandwidth, I'm spending a lot more time on trying to increase supply to meet that demand. End quote. So yeah, apparently this PlayStation 5 launch toppled even the PS4 one because even PlayStation tweeted how this was their biggest launch ever. Okay, let's take a break from Sony and head on over to Team Green and see how things fare over there. Oh my.
Oh my.
It seems like it's the exact same case, honestly. In fact, things are so bad that even the Philtastic Phil Spencer said that shortages could last for a few months after launch. Okay, so what we can learn from here is that every PS5 is sold except for the ones the douchebag scalpers are selling on the interwebs, and of course it's the same with Xbox Series X and I guess S as well. Now my question that arises from this console launch is simply,
What the hell was that?
because I cannot fathom why this happened again. I mean, I'm not a complete idiot, I get the corona thing, but I have yet to find a press release from Sony or Microsoft blaming things on COVID. So, apparently, it's not COVID. Okay, so in all fairness, of course after saying that the virus won't affect the launch, going ahead and changing their minds publicly would have been a bit hypocritical of them. At least issue a statement, say something, make something plausible up. I don't know, I don't really care. Anything other than
is a tragedy that should have never happened. And to all those affected, I want to say, we are deeply sorry. We're sorry. We're sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
I mean, Jesus Christ, the ads are everywhere for these things, and many of them are really cool. Great job, Sony! Hype achieved. But now, except for the bots buying everything as soon as they appear to be in stock, you can't get one. I swear to God, it seems like Eric Cartman orchestrated the entire thing, honestly.
Hey everybody, check out the all-new Cartman Land! It's our grand opening! Cartman Land has over 100 fabulous rides, 6 roller coasters, and tons of great surprises! And the best part is, you can't come!
And that's how you get disgruntled assholes like me complaining about how they can't get new consoles, money in hand. And to add insult to injury, all of this hype seems to me to be really misplaced in all honesty. Because what's the narrative logic behind these ads? To create the aforementioned hype, right? But now that everyone wants one but you can't buy one, they're still going crazy with the ads, YouTubers are still getting free consoles, celebrities that have nothing to do with gaming have one, while the rest of us are left with this immense sense of frustration.
That's crazy. A PS5? I didn't even ask for this. I guess Shaggy must have been a good boy this year. Sorry, Stu. You up.
Why didn't you make enough units, Sony and Microsoft? You created the damn things. We don't want to hear about limited stock. It's not 1985 in Romania where you had money but nothing to buy. It's freaking 2020, and these are the most hyped consoles in the history of gaming, and you what? You're sold out?
Well, that's unacceptable.
Listen, I'm kinda going in circles right here. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm mostly pissed about the lack of all hands on deck attitude that Sony and Microsoft are seemingly guilty of. It's shitty that in this day and age, we're still no different than 10-20 years ago when it comes to console launches. Hey everyone, sorry for being so steamed about the whole thing, but it really pissed me off. Now I just want to say a quick thank you to all of our patrons that support us, and like always, it means a shitload to us. Make no mistake about it. Digital Sam, Razvan Kosma, Cosmin Ciucă, Cristina Bradea, Radu Ionuț, Zigzag Zevo, Model Storm 1195, Equino, I never know how to pronounce this guy's name, and Mihai Clinceanu. And thank you all for watching, and to all, a good night. See you next time. Stay safe.